Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Shandy. How are you?
Good.
You share your screen, okay? Get started.
Okay.
Are you okay so far?
Yeah.
Continue for the next one or warm up one, yeah. Okay, cool. Next one. This one, okay. This one not too hard. Okay, this one, how are you going to solve it?
Like if they're both true and return false, but
Mm-hmm.
else if like one of them is true, then return true.
So A is T, so you would have A is 10, B is 10, you return false, and then A is 10, you return true, and B is 10, you return true. Everything else you return false. That's the printing. But this one is a little bit too complicated. A better way to do it is that A is 10, not equals B is 10. That's it.
Oh.
How can you do this? How can you do this? A is 10, not equals B is 10. So what you can do is don't do this. This one would be too, don't use if. Use if, you will be making yourself too difficult to solve this problem. Let me just show you how can you do it. So don't do this. Oh, I'm sorry, it's capital. Sorry. I'm sorry. I still capital. So A is 10 determined by, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, something wrong. Let me. In the range of, I'm sorry, something's wrong. My keyboard. Oh, oh, I have a keep key on. I'm sorry. Wait equals 13. Wait, it's still wrong. How comes that you keep giving the my keyboard has some problem? It got stuck. It's plus. I'm trying to do weighted equal. I'm trying to keep it equal, but it's keep. Can you type?
Yeah.
Maybe
Equal?
you, yeah, maybe you, yes, it's actually greater equals
Oh, it's not
13.
working.
It's your keyboard lock, not my keyboard lock.
Okay, got it.
So this one is a t equals 80 equals a greater equals 13 and a less than equals 19. That means a is a teen number. Is okay? That's an equal sign. Yeah.
Mm,
Greater equals
E.
13. 13
Mm-hmm.
and 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 a less than equal 19. So this one to check whether a is a teen number or not. Then you do the same thing for bt. So Boolean bt equals, okay, then return at not equals bt. That's it.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Go. Okay, then you don't need to have a very complicated if. Okay, you have a minor mistake, but it's okay. You can go. You know why you know you have a minor mistake? Because you did not check the length. The length must be greater than 3. So here you need to have str, the length greater than 3 and the whole thing here. You did not check the length. And yeah. Okay, this one. Take your time, okay? I'm not going to rush you. You also need to check the lens.
Oh.
Okay, this one. You take your time, okay? No rush. I'm going to give you comment after you finish, okay? Don't worry,
Okay.
but take your time. This is wrong. This is wrong. What are you trying to do?
Like
What
it,
is equal 0? What this one is equals 1?
like the index.
The index is called index of. It's not called capital at. The function is index of. It's not capital at. Capital at, there's no parameter. It's nothing. So capital at 0, it actually is the first letter, not using the string. So you use the capital at in the wrong way.
Uh,
It's index of. Well, that's what you mean. It's actually index of function. Okay. And then if nothing, go. Double quote plus str the capital at. This one you want to have a string. You need to convert a capital to string. So it's like this. There's one case you have GG, you are wrong. That's because you use the index of, that's wrong. Okay, you can fix it, but let me tell you, this one is actually a little bit too complicated. You are trying to solve the problem from the length equals 2. I'm going to try to do it in a different way. So let's do n equals, because you are going to do the length several times. So let's do str dot length equals n. So if n, I'm going to do the opposite. If n equals 0, what will happen?
return nothing.
Then I define something called first. So first capital would be equal to str dot capital at 0 equals O. If it equals O, I'm going to, the first letter, the first string should be O. Otherwise, should be empty. If n equals 1, then I'm going to return first because it's only one character. So I'm going to return first. Okay, so far I deal with no later, one later. Now I'm going to go deal with the two later. So two later, first later already been determined. So let me work on the second. The second letter is determined by str capital at 1. If this one force Z, okay, here I seem to missing a parenthesis. Then this one it should be Z later, otherwise should be empty as well. At the end, we return first plus I'm using the totally opposite order. I deal with 0 later first, and then 1 later, and then 2 later. So I look at no later, I'm going to return this. 1 later, I check if it's Z, I return, it's O, I return O. If not O, I'm going to return empty string, if only 1 later. Then the first later already been kept in first. Now I check second later. If the second later is a G, I'm going to return the second later. I'm going to set it to Z. Otherwise, I set it to empty. So then I combine the first and second. I return it. So this logic is better using from small to bigger one, from 0 later and then 1 later and then 2 later. It's better than you use the 2 later. 2 later already too complicated. You actually not going to help yourself debug it. It's actually too complicated. Does that make sense? Hello?
Yeah.
Always starting from easier case. Don't start from complicated case. You make yourself too complicated, then you are not able to solve it nicely. Okay? Next one. Okay? Go. See what happened. Okay, one moment, okay? This one, you do A greater than B, A greater than C, you return A. So this one, actually, this else is not needed. Because if it's greater than you already returned, so here you don't need it. Okay. Another thing is that because A is the largest one, so if you take out A, then the largest one will not be A. It will be B or C. So the bigger one is B or C should be okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because 3 number, but you already say that A is not the largest one up to the first line. Then B or C, no matter which one is bigger, that one should be the bigger one. Okay, so here this is one way to do it. There are several other ways to do it. When you do three number maximum, let's try different way. There's another way you can use a max function. So you do return max of A and max of B and C is also okay. Is okay?
Yeah.
That should also be okay. There's another way you can do it is by integer n equals A, if B greater than A, then n equals B, if C greater than n, n equals C, and then return n. So this is also another way you can find the maximum. Is that okay? Give you for reference. Three either way work, but typically, usually we do this one or this one. Okay?
Okay.
Next one. After class, you should practice by yourself, okay? Making sure you remember the different way to solve the same problems.
Okay.
Check your parentheses. You're missing some parentheses. Okay? This one, a little bit complicated. It's okay to do it that way, but you may want to do this. Okay. You set the maximum and minimum, the absolute value to the distance of A and distance of B, and then you compare distance of A and distance of B. Then you don't need to call the maximum ABS so many times. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Reduce the number of the function call. Okay. Next one. For your comparison, okay? Just for your comparison.
Okay.
That means that your program is wrong. Just making sure you understand there are different ways to call it.
Okay.
Are you okay so far?
Yeah.
Okay. If you are tired, let me know, okay? You are really tired, cannot think. Okay, one moment. This one, your or condition is really long. Is there a different way to write it? Yeah, there are different way to write it. Unexpected variable line 3, 1, 2, 3. B minus B40. This one missing a zero, missing the equal sign. No, this one. Let me see. Let me check. Return true if they are both in the range of 30 and 40, or they are both in the range of 40 and 50. Let's see. This one 30 minus 30 divided by 11 equals 0. Or B 30 and 41. This one is false. Need to be both. Both. So here 40 equals A minus 40 divided by 11 equals 0. A 30 and the B 40 equals B minus 40 divided by. Okay, it's actually both here or both here. 30, A40, B40. Okay, something is wrong. Okay, so maybe this function is not okay. If this is not okay, let's change to A less than A greater equals 30 and A less than equals 40. And A40, let's change to A greater equal 40 and A less than equals 50. Okay, and this one, let's do the same thing. E greater equals 30 and E less than equal 40. And then this one, E greater equal 40 and E less than equal 50. And let's do it. Okay, so that's a different way to code it. To make, this can reduce your size of the if statement. Sometimes this statement, if you write too long, it's easy to write something wrong. So you break the condition into two shorter one, okay? Just for your comparison. Next one. If A greater than B and A greater than 10 and A less than 20, it return A. If B greater than A, it return B. But sometimes if both are not in the range, I'm sorry, if A is smaller, I'm sorry, but if A is smaller but B not in range, so you need to return A as well. That actually is wrong in those cases. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not a bigger one will be returned. Sometimes the smaller one may be returned if they are in range and the big one not in the range. So this one, you do this will be wrong. Let's do a different way. This one is not going to solve the problem. This one, let's do have n equals mass that max of the A and B. You have a bigger one and integer n equals mass that mean. So you have a bigger one and a smaller one. And if m greater equals 10 and n less than equals 20, then you return n. If n greater equals 10 and n less than equals 20, then you return n. Okay. If the bigger one in range, you return bigger one. If smaller one in range, you return the smaller one. Otherwise, you return 0 if none of them in range.
Mm.
It's okay. So don't just use the AB. You have to use the AB to extract the information that you need. Right here, AB not important. It's the bigger one or smaller one that makes sense.
Okay.
You actually check the bigger one in range or smaller one in range. Bigger one in range, you will return bigger one. Smaller one in range, you return smaller one. Okay? So
Okay.
you check smaller one in range, and that means bigger one already not in range. Okay? But otherwise, you have to check AB. AB maybe A greater than B, maybe B greater than A, then you have to keep fighting. There's so many situations, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So think about it. This one, you may want to redo it after class by yourself, okay? So a good, better way to do it is that after maybe 2, 3 days later, you redo it by yourself, making sure you remember them, okay? Next
Okay.
one, next one. Especially for those one you are wrong, you want to come back some other day, making sure you forget about the class already, and then you redo it, okay?
Okay.
So this one, how are you going to solve it? Hmm?
Like check if there's a character E with like an index.
No, it's not index. Actually, this one, you want to check how many E they are. So if the number of E, you have 4E, then you actually is not return false. If you have 1E or 3E or 2E, you return true. So you actually need to use a counter to count how many E they are.
Okay.
Do you know how to count the number of E?
Do I have to loop through
Yeah,
the
you have to do
string?
so. You need to do so. Take your time to write code, okay?
Okay.
You need to count how many E there are. What are you comparing? It's not I. It's a character at, or you use a string to compare. No, no, it's just I. I is an index. But character at is a character. You have to convert it to a string. Double quote plus, and then parentheses. No. It's actually beginning from the double quote. Up to, yeah, up to there. Yes. Yes. I don't need to be increased. I will increase.
Oh.
I will increase over here. You don't need to increase I. Okay. After that, you return. You will make sure that I is in this range. No. It's a counter. It's using counter. It's number of E. It's not I. I is not. I is index. Counter is a number of E. Okay, one moment. This one so far okay, but this one actually you can directly return this because if A return A, otherwise return true, otherwise return false. You don't need to return this. The whole thing you can return already because if A return true, else return false, you can directly return the Boolean condition. Okay?
Okay.
Next one. Are you okay so far?
Yeah.
Usually student only one student for an hour is quite long. Sometimes student got bored, okay, or got tired. It's okay. You continue, okay? We have
Mhm.
seven more minutes, maybe two more problem, then we can close.
Okay.
Go 10 and 0 wrong. Okay. So this one again is if A is true, it return true, else return false. So you just return A is good enough. Okay. You don't need to use if. Next one. One more. Last one. Okay.
Mhm.
I think you are a little bit tired right now. Yes. Okay, go. So why there is a minus 4 and then there's a minus 3? You have to be consistent. Minus 4 is minus 4, minus 3 is minus 3. So I think this one is minus 3.
Oh, okay.
It's not minus 4. Go. You still have a problem. You put too many things into there. It's actually so complicated. Let's try to reduce it. Okay, it's actually this is not a good habit. So let's integer n equals str the length, because you are going to call this at least more than 2 times. So this one it would be this extra parenthesis is not needed. Okay, don't make it so complicated. You actually make it too complicated. Let's
Okay.
let's actually delete everything. Just make sure it is shorter. Okay, let's do this. So plus str the subtree of n minus 3 that to uppercase. I think it's okay right here. That would be easier, right? You make your things too complicated and confuse yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you know that you're going to use this many times and you are going to put it here so many times, don't just use this ST at then you can declare a new variable because then your code will be shorter. Otherwise, your code will be super long and you don't know where it went wrong.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are 9 o'clock, so you are doing okay so far, but remember the guideline that I told you, okay? And after class, you should review some of the problem that you don't get it well this time. And then on Friday, there's another session. You are okay to join if you have time, okay? If you have no time, it's okay. Up to you, okay? So
Okay.
see you maybe Friday, maybe Saturday, or maybe some other day, okay? Good night and bye-bye.
Bye.